What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Mike FX speaking, and we are back again with another video. This is our weekly review. Sorry, this is a weekly review of the first week of August. Right, we're gonna be looking at some of the trades we took during the week, and kind of review those trades, see where we went wrong, and see what we did right. So let's just get straight into it. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys had a productive week, a profitable week. Hope you guys are pushing. Hope you guys. I'm sorry that this video came a bit late because it's a Sunday, so I'm dropping this video. The analysis video will follow this one, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are pushing. I hope you guys are working on your dreams. So let's start. All right, the first trade we took was EURUSD this week. It was EURUSD. If you can go back to that analysis video, I think you guys saw that we saw this break of this descending type structure, this break and retest, and then we started to see price pushing to the upside, right? And we said price might give us a nice correction before eventually shooting up to our 90%, our TP, right? So we saw this nice descending type pattern forming here at the first touch and second touch there. This was actually after I evolved my structure, and before that we had something like this. We had a triangle, so we were anticipating price to break to the upside and kind of give us a nice push all the way up there, right? So I kind of took the risk entry with this one. I just entered as soon as price gave me this second touch here. I was actually looking at this double bottom, hoping price could reject here, and if price did, then I was hoping to take it all the way up, right? And as you can see, price rejected nicely there, gave us a nice bullish candle, and I entered with my, I think this was my buy limit. I just set a buy limit while price was up there. I was anticipating price to come down and tap these areas before shooting up, and it did. It touched these areas and gave me a nice, I think this was a 1%, yeah, about a 1%. Gave me 1%, and from that it started to reject it. I think this one took me out at break even. My stops would break even as soon as price broke this level here and started to shoot to the upside, right? But as you can see, price rejected and took me out at a break even, and that was the only trade I took on EURUSD for this week, right? I didn't trade heavily this week. I was just trading NASDAQ for the most part. This was just I just traded NASDAQ and EURUSD. In EURAUD. Let's check EURAUD before we get to NASDAQ. So EURAUD, we talked about price pushing to the upside for short term, but overall we saw that price was gonna shoot to the downside. If you can remember our weekly analysis, right, when we analyzed EURAUD, we saw that price could potentially very well push to the downside all the way to this area here, to test these areas and eventually drop all the way and give us and touch these lows and probably drop even lower, right? And if you've not seen that video, please click the link. I'll put the link up, so please click the link and go check out that analysis video, because without that video, anything what I'm saying here will not make sense to you. You won't get any value from it. So the trade we took on EURAUD was actually very simple. We saw price break this level of support. We were anticipating that breakout even from this double top here. We were anticipating price to break and correct and then shoot to the downside, but it didn't. Kind of wicked above with this message chart pattern here, and we started to see price drop, gave us a correction, drop again, a nice correction to the upside, drop. And I was looking at this area as previous resistance, now turned into support. When price came here, I was very interested to see what price is gonna do, right? So it gave me a nice doji there and a bearish momentum to the downside. So I put my sell stops right there, and I just sold it there, hoping price could drop all the way to here as our first TP and even lower, right? So, but as you can see, price is still very well in I think around our 1% mark, around 1%. Yeah, around 1%. Price still floating at 1%, so we'll have to wait and see about this one. But I'm not too sure about it because now it's giving me a descending type pattern. Now it's breaking to the upside. You can see it's creating higher highs now from this one here. It took out this high, almost took it out. So I'm not too sure about this one. I just might see what Monday does. If Monday does not give me a nice bearish momentum, I'll probably close at 1% or I break even with this one, right? So let's move on to Nasdaq. Oh, before we get to Nasdaq, let's just look at US30 for a second and look at that trade we took. When was it when we recorded that video? Oh, I think it was here, somewhere here. Somewhere here. Is it here? I'm not too sure when it was when I recorded that video, but we talked about price having some more bullish momentum after wicking below here. So price kind of climbing. As soon as I saw this ascending type, I knew that price was gonna break to the downside before coming to the upside. So this I didn't actually take this trade, I was just observing it, but I think this one was on let's see, a Tuesday, maybe. Yeah, I think was on a Tuesday. This whole drop here was on a Tuesday, and started to see price come up, down a bit, then eventually up to these areas, which we were anticipating very much. So that was kind of it on US30. We didn't really trade US30 that much this week, so let's just go on to Nasdaq. Now with NAS100, this week was very interesting. You know, it was a great week. I may say. So it was a great week. Let's just take a look at the first trade we took this week, which was on a Tuesday. Because on a Monday I was kind of busy. There were things that I was busy with, but we started trading on a Tuesday, 3rd of August. So we saw price ranging in this. I think we talked about it in our analysis video. This huge structure here. Where is it? This is a triangle. This is a symmetrical triangle. If you can extend this line, they end up converging in the middle. So this is a triangle. So price not breaking highs, not breaking lows, but actually making lower highs and higher lows. So we are seeing price kind of creating this level, and price ended up rejecting here. So I was anticipating price to come touch here before eventually shooting to the upside, before breaking. So on a Monday, on a Tuesday, I saw that price was not going any higher, and I am anticipating the price to drop all the way to the downside before we see that nice push to the upside. So as soon as I saw this double top, this was on the London session. I saw a nice double top from the Asian London, and I knew that price was gonna drop. So I actually waited for price, because when I wake up it was somewhere around here. I didn't want to sell up there. I just waited for price to come back to my areas. I put my sell stops there. Price triggered me in, gave me a little bit of a drawdown there, but eventually shot straight to TP. As you can see, we closed a bit early on this one. We could have been a bit more aggressive and took home over 100 points, but I was satisfied with that, and we made a lot of money on that trade on Tuesday, right? Now Wednesday came. Wednesday was a very interesting day. So we had broken our level of resistance here, and we saw price creating this low and then coming back to it. So I knew that price was not going anywhere low. So when price came to these levels, I was interested to see what it does, and I started to see a lot of rejections in there. we started to see a lot of wicks, a lot of rejections. And as soon as I saw that, I put my buy stops there, or by my buy limits. I just sold, so bought because I know price was breaking highs, but now it's coming back to its lows. It's coming back to these lows. This area was very interesting to me. So as soon as price came down there, I put my buys there and put my stop loss below this area. And as you can see, this trade didn't close on a I think this was on a Wednesday. It didn't close on Wednesday. It actually went on overnight, and we ended up closing the next day, which I could have taken another trade, which I was looking at on Wednesday. Right, on Wednesday I saw this area. I knew we were going up. So when price went up on the Asian session and then came down to create this nice rejection here, so I knew that this area was of very much interest to me today. So when price came up and then when it came down there, I could have bought again, but I was still holding the trade from last night, so yesterday I mean, so I didn't want to over leverage on it, so I just let my two trades run. And as you can see, if you just took a nice buy, put your buy stops around that area here, which is a very interesting area, and put your TPs on your level of resistance, could have made over 80 pips in the single trade, so in a very short space of time. But I didn't want to be greedy with it. I was happy with my 100 pips from yesterday, and it was done. I wasn't looking to do anything more. When I've got my target, I'm out for the week, for the day, sorry. So when Friday came, we started to see price forming this ascending type pattern, right? So Monday, this is when Wednesday and Thursday we're seeing price kind of go up, but really correctively now creating first touch, second touch, and then third touch here. So when Friday came and I drew my analysis, I just saw that, oh, okay, today we can possibly drop. We can actually possibly drop heavy. You could see a very heavy drop today. So I was actually looking for, I don't know what happened to my orders that way here. Let me see on a 5 minute. It's not there. But what actually happened is that we saw price come to this low from the London. This is the London session. Price came to this low, our area of support. So I knew that price was gonna drop today, and but I was anticipating price to come up and test. Sorry, I was looking for price to come up and test these areas first before dropping. Right, I was actually anticipating something in the order of this price to come up there, test these areas before eventually shooting down, because I knew we were gonna break, and I was anticipating price to drop all the way down to our 90%, right, to the beginning of that correction, right down to these lows here. I was anticipating price to drop all the way to these lows, but as you can see, price kind of gonna stop moving right at the middle. So it was a very interesting day. So I actually put my buy stops right there. I actually bought here somewhere. I think it was this correction, this week there, that I saw, and put my it was a tight, very tight stop loss. I think about 5 pips, about a 5 pip stop loss, and I was just looking for this nice push to the upside and then check my sells there, which was my initial trade for the day. I was actually looking to sell this market. I was actually looking to sell it all the way. So as you can see, what we actually think should happen doesn't always happen. It usually does happen, but it doesn't always happen. So I took that very small loss there, and we saw price break. This was NFP. We saw price drop heavily, and unfortunately when price came up there, I could have bought there, and that was still a valid trade for me, because this was 3:30. This large candle coming back to test these areas was 3:30. So I could have took I could have taken the sell there, but I was actually away from the market at that point. I was kind of busy with some things, and that trade actually missed me. So I knew that we were gonna sell. Well, whether we're selling up there, whether we were gonna sell up there, or after we break our level of support, and this ascending support there, this one, we broke both these areas, and we are coming back to test both of them. This one was a clear setup, and it was quite unfortunate that I wasn't around to take advantage of it, but it's okay. You get some and you miss some, even though we didn't lose it, but we missed it. So Friday we took that small loss. It was a very small loss day, and we were good. We were good. I was actually looking for sales, but it was good. I was trying to be the goat here. I was trying to flex, buy it to their level of resistance and sell it where I'm actually gonna sell it. So it didn't quite happen. But if it was gonna, if it happened, it would have been an amazing trade. Hey, I would have been an amazing trade. But it doesn't work always, but works most of the time. So that was it. This was our weekly review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure that you leave a comment, and click that notification bell so that you're notified every time I drop a video. So stay tuned. We'll be dropping our analysis video in a bit. So hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and make sure that you do something productive. I always encourage you guys to do something productive on a weekend. So make sure you do that. Read a book, listen to a motivational speech, go through your course, do anything, go through your PDFs, anything you can do just to keep your mind primed for the week, and to make sure that you do not slip up. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see each other in the next one.